Well, hello everyone. Friday the 19th of June is the Feast of the Sacred Heart, and as you're all well aware, we usually have big celebrations on that day with our parish dinner in the evening, and along with it our effort of a raffle we have for our twin parish in Remesio, East Timor. This year obviously that's not possible because of the coronavirus isolation we're in, and lesseningly so, thank goodness. But we thought that we'd put a little bit of entertainment on the parish video so that you have at least some entertainment for this year. And that's not going to be my jokes. But we have Tadhg Dowling, who last year recited one of Banjo Paterson poems for us, or John O'Brien's, one or the other. And this year he certainly got one of John O'Brien's, Hanrahan. And so I'd like to introduce Tadhg, who will now give us the entertainment of his reciting that famous poem for us. So, a happy feast day. Hopefully we might have the chance to celebrate more fully later in the year. So, thank you all and God bless.
Hello, my name is Tadhg Dowling. Like many of you, I had been looking forward to the parish dinner this year. I'd been looking forward perhaps to doing a little recitation for you, but in the absence of the dinner, this is as good as I can do. As some of you know, Australian bush poetry really resonates with me, and this is probably because I grew up in rural Ireland, because my mother was from Cork, which is the strongest Irish accent of all, and this little poem I'm going to do for you is called Hanrahan. It's written under the name of John O'Brien, but in fact John O'Brien was Monsignor Patrick Joseph Hartigan, who was parish priest of Narendra in the Riverina about 100 years ago. Hanrahan in fact was a Cork man. I can tell that because his lines are written phonetically. My mother used to quote Hanrahan whenever she wanted to remind us that things were not so bad. So the poem is called Says Hanrahan. "We'll all be ruined," says Hanrahan, in accent most forlorn. Outside the church, ere mass began one frosty Sunday morn. The congregation gathered round, coat collars to their ears, and talked of crops and stock and drought, as they had done for years. "It's looking crook," said Daniel Croak, "bedad it's crook, me lad, for never since the banks went broke have seasons been so bad." "It's dry all right," said young O'Neill, with which astute remark he squatted down upon his heel and chewed a piece of bark. And so around the chorus ran, "It's keeping dry, no doubt." "We'll all be ruined," said Hanrahan, "before the year is out. The crops are done, you'll have your work to get one bag of grain. From here out to the back of Burke, they're crying out for rain. They're crying out for rain," he said, "and all the tanks are dry." The congregation scratched its head and gazed about the sky. "There'll be no grass in any case, enough to feed an ass. There's not a blade on Casey's place as I came down to mass." "If rain don't come this month," said Dan, cleared his throat to speak. "We'll all be ruined," said Hanrahan, "if rain don't come this week." A heavy silence seemed to steal on all at this remark, and each man squatted on his heel and chewed a piece of bark. "We need an inch of rain, we do," O'Neill observed at last, but Dan maintained we wanted two to put the danger past. "If we don't get 3 inches, man, or 4 to break this drought, we'll all be ruined," said Hanrahan, "before the year is out." In God's good time down came the rain, and all the afternoon on iron roof and window pane it drummed a homely tune. And through the night it petered still, and lightsome, gladsome elves on dripping spout and windowsill kept talking to themselves. It pelted, pelted all day long, singing at its work, till every heart took up the song from here to back of Burke. And every creek a banker ran, and dams filled over top. We'll all be ruined, said Hanrahan, if this rain don't stop. And stop it did, in God's good time, and spring came in to fold a mantle o'er the hills sublime of green and pink and gold. And days went by with dancing feet, and harvest hopes immense, and laughing eyes observed the wheat nid nodding o'er the fence, and oh the joy on every face, as happy lad and lass through grass knee-deep on Casey's place went riding down to mass. And round the church, in clothes genteel, discoursed the men of mark, and each man squatted on his heel and chewed a piece of bark. There'll be bushfires for sure, me man, there will, without a doubt. We'll all be ruined, said Hanrahan, before the year is out.